Welcome back to Canyon Tune. And as you can see, this isn't a car, this is a motorcycle. I recently picked up this 2012 DRZ400S. This is the dual sport version, road going and off-road. See, it's got the blinkers, headlights, all that. So it is street legal. I can ride this to the trails and ride the trails, come back and not have to load this up on a truck and get to the trail, which was super annoying. I had another dirt bike that I have to load up all the time on a truck. It's got electric start, and we're going to be doing some modifications. So the previous owner actually used this for mainly, it seemed, highway use. It's geared very high. It has a lot of like kind of daily driver kind of mods to it. And we're gonna be changing this back to its former glory and changing the rear sprocket back to the stock one so we get a little more low end torque again, changing the chain out. I noticed that the clutch cable was all frayed and hanging out by like 2 strands, so we're gonna be swapping that out. And then this terrible headlight that some eBay spec thing, and only has like a 25-watt bulb in it, so I want traffic to be able to see me, and I also want to be able to see if I have to ride this thing at night, which I don't really like riding at night, but if that's the case, then yeah. I also have some new grips coming, but I don't think they'll be here until next week. But we're going to try to clean this thing up, do a couple mods here and there, and figured I'd break from the car content. I'm kind of waiting on the Corvette engine still, and then I have an ECU coming from the UK of VEMS standalone for that car, so I'm gonna be tuning that next week probably, but meantime you guys can enjoy some motorcycle content. First mod, we got this cool adjustable LED headlight. It's got the shroud on it, replaces the whole thing. I think it's going to be much better than the unit that's on there now. I think this is like a 55-watt output. It's going to be plenty, and then you can actually adjust it up and down. It's got some stuff on the back there, but we're going to try to mount this up and wire it. And I believe it has like a high and low beam mode. So I'm going to try to figure out which wires are for that to make the high and low switch work. This will be a pretty good addition, and I think the white shroud is pretty cool with all black. I think it'll kind of set it off a little bit. So there it is. Really liking how it turned out, actually. Another thing is, it has a high and low beam setting, but you switch it and it really barely makes a difference. Not that it matters, but yeah, I think it turned out pretty well. So now I just need to put the rear sprocket back on, or the stock one, and new chain, and then switch out the clutch cable, and then should be good. Now I'm working on changing the back sprocket. Probably can't really tell from the video, but when I match this up, I have almost like 1/4 inch extra like space on this one. So this one, the stock one, is definitely a lot bigger than this. I don't know how many teeth it is, but I think he said it was like 2 or 3 teeth smaller. So that'll be better for highway use. But this is going to give you the low end torque and low end power you need for off-road again. So this should be good going back. And then because the number of teeth are different on these gears, I actually had to pick up another stock chain because this one I think is shorter. So the other chain has more links, and we should be good to go. Yeah, I just checked. This is actually a 41 tooth, and stock is a 44 tooth, so that's a significant gearing change. And I think the front sprocket is stock, so that's good at least, but yeah. Things have escalated like they always do in my garage, but essentially to get the new clutch cable on, I left the old one in place and I routed the new one next to it to make sure I had the routing correct, because if you don't have the right routing correct on these cables, it'll bind up and then you'll have some really stiff cable, or it'll actually break the cable. So I routed that through. I had to take the tank off, and then it hooks onto the engine side first, and then you feed it up through, stick it on the clutch lever, and then you're good to go. I don't know what was wrong with this old cable, but it was super stiff. It was like really, really hard to pull. And this one I can pull with one finger now, so it'll make drivability a little bit better too. I got this thing cleaned up. It's actually looking pretty fresh. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for today's episode. I'll definitely have some ride-along footage for you, both on the trail and on the street, to show you guys how this thing does. But I'm pretty pumped to ride on this thing. I only brought it home and actually crashed when I was riding around the house, which is unfortunate. Messed up my foot. But once that's better, I'm gonna hop on and keep you guys posted. So thanks for watching.